Hi, thanks for joining us on the Nourishing the Community podcast, where we're going to be talking about all things happening in the community with nonprofits and community needs and how you, the listener, can get involved and make some change. I'm your host, Ladawna Parham. This is my co-host,
Norman Hanks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for joining us on the Nourishing the Community podcast today. I'm Ladawna Parham with Nourish Food Bank.
And I'm Norman Hanks, her co-host. And today in the hot seat, we have Cathy DiNardo. I want to say the other one, but I'm not going to.
That's good.
And Kelly Goodman, both with Charity Circle. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
We're so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about Charity Circle and your involvement with it.
Well, Charity Circle is a nonprofit that it started in 1910, back before people labeled as nonprofits. It was just a group of ladies that got together that noticed there were needs in the community and poor people that now we call them underserved, that didn't have a lot of advantages. And so they got together, and we have just come from there. Now we are a group of about 175 ladies, and we meet quarterly and raise money to support local nonprofits. We support 9 ongoing on a quarterly basis. Nourish is one of those 9. And then we have, anywhere from 35 to 40 grant applications every year for additional funds. So we work hard to raise money and have a lot of fun doing it.
That's awesome. I have random questions.
Yeah.
I realize there's more to tell, but I have random questions. And he knows I will forget them if I don't go ahead and ask. So 100, sorry, a siren. 175 people. Where do y'all meet that holds all those people?
Currently, we have been meeting at the View at Fountains, and we will be moving in January back to Stones River Country Club, which is where we met until this past year. They've had turmoil with their staff, and prices went up considerably. So we went out to the View and we had dinner meetings, and it was catered, and we pitched
It's
in.
beautiful out there.
It is beautiful. And brought our own silverware, tablecloths, and set up and took
did
down.
what Charity Circle does. We set up
Yeah.
and made the meetings happen.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's where we're meeting, and that's always kind of been our the limiting factor to our growth. When I first got in, we met at the Women's Club, and we could only have, it was under 100 members because that's all they could seat and serve. And then we went to the Country Club and have expanded it. As we grow and Murfreesboro grows, and we talk about wanting to expand our numbers, that's the dilemma. Where do we go? That's
Right.
affordable because
Right.
we pay for
Right.
our own meetings. We pay for our own meals. We pay all that is paid out of our pockets. So not Charity Circle's. All the money that Charity Circle raises goes back to the community.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
100% of funds raised through all the fundraisers that y'all are going to tell us about
Yes.
go back into the community.
Yeah.
So you said you have 9 ongoing that get quarterly disbursements. I know Nourish is one of those. Who are the others?
The ACE Learning Center is one of them, as well as the Child Advocacy Center, Community Helpers, Domestic Violence Center, Doors of Hope, Good Shepherd's Children's Home, Nourish, of course, Special Kids, and the Journey Home are our 9 ongoing agencies.
Awesome. So you have a real focus on hunger and youth services, domestic violence, and homeless issues.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
That's
food,
right.
shelter, medicine, insecurities. Those are
Perfect.
what we're
That's
here
right. Community helpers with medicine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so it's 113 years old.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Did you just do that math in your
for.
head?
I'm impressed with the mathematical
Dude,
skills.
that's a tough one.
It is.
And my kids say they never use math when they get
yeah.
older. I'll show them.
Go show them.
So before we went on air, you were talking a little bit about how you've evolved over the years. How have y'all evolved? How have things changed?
Well, I think we went from just a few ladies getting together and maybe collecting food and giving it out to we raise the funds now. We don't do a lot of the we raise funds to you to give out the food and those kind of things. And there was a brief time, I think during World War II, that we did not meet. But then we started meeting again. And of course, even with COVID, when we had to quit meeting together and meet with Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I've found out, we are very adaptable.
Right. And you have to be, like you were saying earlier, if you can't sort of adapt and evolve with the times, you fade away.
So I've got a question.
Okay.
Because all the questions,
Right.
right? So you're talking about growing your numbers. How does one go about becoming a part of Charity Circle?
Well, you attend our parties, you attend our fundraisers, and let it be known that you're interested. It is by invitation, but to come to the event, support us, and let us know you're interested. You want to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
And is there a fee or an expectation? What are the expectations for
So
involvement?
when you come to our parties, there is not a price to attend. It is open to anyone who wants to join us. We do ask for donations at those parties. And typically we say how much you would spend on a nice meal out. That's kind of a good range for a donation. Some people give more than that. Some people give less. But it's really just, it's giving from the heart, which is what Murfreesboro is so good at doing. And people are very generous and have supported us so much. And we have been blown away by people's generosity and ability to reach out and help. So
That's great. I went to Cocktails at Copper Ridge, which, by the way, was lovely.
Oh.
The table decorations, the centerpieces, absolutely gorgeous. That's such a great venue. And of course, the food's always so good.
always delicious.
But I noticed when I was coming in, there was the big fishbowl where everybody was leaving the donations. And I brought my boyfriend with me, and he's like, people are very supportive. He's like, this isn't required. They're just donating. I said, yeah.
Did you just say your boyfriend on air?
I did.
Oh, God. Okay.
I did.
Sorry. That was
Sorry.
new as well.
That is new.
That's a boyfriend. I'm really confused.
Anyway.
Sorry, keep going.
But so I said, yes, our community is so giving. And this organization in particular does so many of these kinds of activities throughout the year, specifically to raise those funds to give out both to those 9 and to the special projects. Now, y'all used to do 2 grant periods during the year, and now you've consolidated that to 1.
Yes,
we have.
That application's due November 15th.
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
And so then that'll be distributed in February, and those organizations will be able to use that. And the focus area for those is the same. Okay.
Yes.
And all Rutherford County. We do have some nonprofits out of county, but they are serving in Rutherford. So they have to be serving in Rutherford, and the money that they receive from us needs to stay in Rutherford
And not just
County.
Murfreesboro, but Rutherford.
It's all of
County.
Rutherford County.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very exciting. So what are some of these fundraisers? Obviously, we just had Cocktails at Copper Ridge, which were great. What are some of the other ones y'all do?
Well, next one coming up, I'm going to let Cathy talk on for our ladies' luncheon.
It's our ladies' holiday luncheon, and she's going to defer to me because I'm one of the hostesses for that. We divide our group up for our 6 fundraising parties through the year, and so all of us are a hostess for one of the parties. So this will be December 1st. It is open to the public. Anybody that wants to come, we'd love to have you. It's going to be from 10:30 to 1:30. It's a come and go. There'll be great food. And
Always is.
Always.
And they'll always do such a cute job of having the little recipe card with something. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
we're going to do a new little twist for that this year because this is the 25th anniversary of this particular party.
Fun.
And we're going to be compiling a little cookbook. So
Fine.
if you make, I think, a $50 donation, then we, the members, will give you a cookbook because we don't want it to come out of our donation. So we're all chipping in to pay for the
Well,
for the
that's
cookbooks.
great. I
We'll
love
have
that.
all our recipes in there for the last
Sold. I'm
25
there.
years. This will be at the home of Jessica Winfrey, 2933 Cherry Blossom Lane. And we would love to have everybody. Kind of another thing before Kelly tells you about hers, these 6 parties, we call them caroling parties, even though they're held throughout the year because they evolved from early on back in the 60s when I was a young girl, and you may have done this too since you're from Murfreesboro, we would
I thought she was
Christmas
going to say
carol.
since I'm so old and in the 60s, and I wasn't.
You weren't born yet.
But caroling, I remember.
But we
so-
did it up in
No, not
through
at
the
all.
through the early 80s, and we would go door to door Christmas caroling with a bucket and take up money. And
That's so
as a little girl, I remember being at the Christmas parade on East Main Street, and they threw out candles and said, "If you want a carol, call this number." And my parents let me call, and I maybe was 8 years old. Got my neighborhood girlfriends, and we went around door to door, and then you take the money. And that was one of the ways Charity Circle raised money. And as Rutherford County has grown, Murfreesboro's grown, people didn't know what we were doing. They'd open the door. Oh, that's nice. Are we legitimate? That's what I'm sure they wondered. So we started doing neighborhood parties. And then there are just so many neighborhoods. We decided to consolidate into 6 parties, just whatever neighborhood you're in, come to all of them, pick one. But that's how the
awesome.
parties
Caroling.
evolved.
I love that.
I do too.
I love
Yeah.
carolers.
So I'll let Kelly tell you about her party.
And also in the Christmas cheer, we have got another Christmas party, and this is actually a couples party. It's called Cocktails and Cheer, and it is Friday, December 8th from 6:30 to 9:30. It's going to be at the home of Maggie and Ben Parsley at 2905 Cherry Blossom Lane. And it is your classic Christmas party. I have been a member of this party since I have started in Charity Circle, and it is your quintessential holiday. Everybody gets together. There's food. There's just people having fun and socializing. And it feels like just a warm welcome, come into our home kind of party, which is what I love about Charity Circle parties, because they really do have that feel. People open their homes and they welcome you in, whether you're new to Murfreesboro, if you've been here your entire life, everyone is welcome to come. And it really just makes the holidays special, and it really kicks off that holiday season so well.
And what
So,
date is yours on?
It is December 8th.
And
It's a
yours
Friday
is December
night.
1st.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
So they're
is it
exactly
a
1 week
fancy
apart.
dress party?
I call it holiday festive. So really, it's everything from sequins.
So elf pajamas. Not
Yeah,
elf
no
pajamas. Okay.
pajamas. Yeah, maybe you leave your elf shoes at home. But it is everything from your sequins and your furry trim to just your reds and your greens and plaids, and you'll see people in everything. So your black slacks and
Right.
festive sweaters. It's a little bit of
Fun.
everything. So
How about yours? Is yours fancy dress?
Well, it's it's in the morning,
Mm,
over
oh,
lunch. I
no.
mean, festive.
That's
I'm kind of one of those. I don't like to dress up, and I'm like, you wear whatever you want to wear. We're happy for you to come.
I want to come to all your
Yeah.
parties, Kathy.
And my husband's a shorts person, so he would do that. But this is a ladies' party, and I think a lot of people use ours. It's kind of their kickoff to start shopping, because it's
Mm.
December 1, and you can fill your belly up and then you can go out and shop till you drop.
I love that. I've brought friends with me
Mhm.
the last 2 years, but we're always trying to fit it in kind of in the workday, like, okay, I'll meet you there. We'll hang
Mhm.
out and then we'll go. But that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just take the day. and
Take the day.
go shop.
Yep. A lot of fun.
So, what other fundraisers do y'all do throughout the year? Your caroling parties?
So like you said, we just had cocktails at Copper Ridge. There is also coming up in February another ladies luncheon that will be the Valentine's luncheon for ladies. Then after that, we will come into duck ball season, which
Mhm.
is the Ugly Duckling Ball, which is our big signature fundraiser on April 27th this year, I think.
Okay, is it? Okay.
I think.
So
We'll
tell us
find
all.
out.
Yeah,
we
we'll
got a
share
while.
Look at our
the
calendar.
We've got a couple months to get ready for
I
that.
mean, I should know.
But
So
tell
tell
us
us.
about it. Tell us
Yeah.
about the Ugly Duckling Ball.
So that is your chance to get dressed up. People do break out their beautiful gowns. And it is, again, it's our signature fundraiser. And it's a dinner. It's at the Stones River Country Club. And it is
It's
just,
27.
it is,
You're
is.
correct.
Kathy confirmed it's April 27th. but it is just a wonderful time to socialize and get together. There's a band, so there's dinner and dancing. There's a fabulous silent auction. And boy, Charity Circle ladies know how to pull out all the stops and find some of the most unique things to put in those auctions. And it is just a fun time to really get together and have a chance to really get dressed up. You don't get to do that too often anymore. So it is black tie optional.
I need a ball gown, is what I'm hearing.
If you want an excuse to go out and get dressed up, you can. If you want to come in your cocktail dress, that works as well.
Yeah. There again, my husband works here. He says, I'm not wearing a tux. He said next year I'm wearing shorts. And I'm like, well, come on now, just at least
just wear a suit.
I mean, shorts aren't bad.
Yeah.
So good jackets with them.
Yeah. But after that, then we'll have the summer supper. That'll be in July,
August, I think.
August, and then
it's in the summer.
then we have cocktail.
Then we have the tailgate party in September.
Just have all of the events.
Okay, so really, it's literally throughout the year.
Yes.
There's something going on.
But that's how you're able to help. And so I want to come back to actually, you know what? Let's finish with the summer supper. What is that like?
That is, again, it's held at someone's home in their backyard.
So it's
an outdoor party. It is your chance to be a little bit more casual. Your husbands can break out the shorts if they really want to. That is their time. And they do the most wonderful spread. It's your classic fried chicken. It feels like a Sunday picnic. It's just got that wonderful, very summer feel. And it's usually on, I believe, a Friday evening, and it's always gorgeous weather. I mean, it's just a wonderful event, and it's just a fun time to get out and socialize and see everybody, and people are kind of drifting back in from all their summer vacations and activities. So it really is kind of a good time to get together and catch up with everybody.
And then you tailgate. Are you actually watching any football at the tailgate?
There's not actual football playing, but you know, but they do highlight all of the different teams. So each table is decorated to a different theme with people's favorite teams, and people wear their game day gear, and it's really fun to see everybody. I always like to take notes on the cute tops and earrings that the ladies have, and like, oh, what do I need for my UT fashion this year?
So you're a UT girl.
Go Vols.
What about you?
I'm a Doors fan.
Are you? We don't get a lot of those down here.
No, we don't. Both my children graduated from Vanderbilt, and we're big basketball. So I'm excited. Tonight's the first basketball game. So I'm heading back to Nashville.
Are you going back to Vanderbilt?
I worked for Vanderbilt for 9 years, so got a lot of that on campus.
Yeah, I love the basketball. Football, I can take. I love it. I like just about anybody basketball, but
So I was going to ask you something, and I was like, well, I don't want to abandon the summer supper, but now I can't recall.
Well, while we're talking about fundraisers, we attend a lot of fundraisers throughout the year. I'm sorry, I'm hearing something behind the curtain today, Trent, and it's scaring me a little bit. I don't know if it's a person or a ghost. Okay, just checking.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's a horror movie. Anyway, fundraisers. That's what I was asking. We've noticed that there's been a decline in participation over the past couple of years, right? COVID did a number on fundraisers. Is that affecting you all's fundraisers? And if so, how? Or is it not? And it's just like,
I have to say, I was blown away during COVID because we had to go to no-show parties. We couldn't have the duck ball. We couldn't have our parties. And people came out and supported us in an amazing way. We still got those donations in, and we had a phenomenal year. Cathy may be able to speak a little bit more accurately to the numbers that we had come in.
We have had a great year.
It was
we
just
have had a great year.
And then ever since then, it has continued to really, our cocktails and cheer party, we have grown every year. We keep increasing the amount of food we have to prepare and the number of people that we're preparing for. And it has continued to grow each year. And I mean, that was a party that always started out kind of small, and the numbers were dwindling. And it seems ever since COVID, we have really been going just huge, and people have just, I don't know if it brought back a sense of I need to come out and support my community, or if people were just happy to get back together. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit of both, but I think people really did come to realize the value of supporting your community and making those contributions and the effect that our parties and our organization has on the community. I think people really wanted to support that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And I think that that is somewhat unique to your membership base and their passion for that. Because if you talk to organizations, nonprofits out in the community, kind of anywhere across the country, they're all reporting lower numbers, lower support, lower attendance, all of those kinds of things. So it's phenomenal that your membership base has maintained and grown that passion.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
I was saying when I came in earlier, I work with a nonprofit out of Nashville. I do the bookkeeping for them, and they just had a Murfreesboro fundraiser. So it's the largest, best turnout they've had ever here. And of course, they've struggled like everybody with money, and so maybe it's all on a upturn.
I hope so. I hope 2024 is the year for all of the community agencies to really see that sort of renaissance.
Yeah. I just, God has really blessed us, and and it's wonderful because what we've been blessed with, then we turn around and give back, and that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to give that money away. It really is.
Do you ever add to or change those organizations that are part of your core 9?
We haven't in years, Ladawna. The last time we changed, one of the agencies requested to drop off, said that they felt like they were in a pretty good, solid standing, and that they didn't really, I don't want to say they didn't need Charity Circle anymore, but maybe they felt like somebody else might need it more. Really, other than voluntarily saying in that kind of situation, no. And we picked up another one, and then I'm trying to think, because now we have 9 and we used to have 8. I don't know.
You all
Was it
added
Nourish? That may have been the one we
several
added
years
because
ago.
the Rutherford County Food Bank kind of faded
Dissolved.
away. Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the really interesting pieces of your group is that for those organizations you provide ongoing support for, you place members as liaisons to the board. So at every board meeting, you've got a couple of folks. And I think that's such a neat way, one, for you to hear as the larger group from those organizations, instead of just them sending you in, a report every grant cycle. For those ladies to be able to come back and say, here's what we talked about in the meeting, and here's what's impacting them, where they're struggling, where they're growing, what's great, what's not. I think that's amazing. And just to be able to be advocates for the organization, I think it has been a really unique experience on the Nourish board. We've had phenomenal representation, and they really do become part of that kind of board family. And I know that they have gone back and communicated, especially during 2020, they were communicating what we were struggling with. But also because they're not part of that voting body, sometimes that insight that they give is unique and different and valuable. And I think that's good for the boards too, because they can get mired in the operational piece, just have that outside perspective representative of, well, here's what other organizations are experiencing. It's this is unique to you, or this isn't unique to you. And I think that's really cool.
It is nice. It is really nice to be able to do that, and then to hear them come back and share what's going on and what the needs are. We've started kind of doing a little wish list, and that continues to evolve. I think Cindy Ferguson, our special projects chair, is working on, rather than just putting a list out of this is some of the needs that some agencies have, to making like an Amazon wish list. I don't know if she shared that with you yet or not.
That's very cool.
And I thought, oh, what a great, that's another way of how we've continued to evolve. It used to be somebody just would be at the meeting, oh, this month bring a canned meat, and we'll put it in the trunk, take it to the food bank. And then next time, oh, we need gloves, bring gloves. We'll take it to West Main Mission, back when we had West Main Mission. Just little things. And then it got to the monetary, and then we started the wish list, and now Cindy's taking it a step to the Amazon wish list.
How I know you can spend your Cyber Monday.
Exactly. So that's fun because, like she said, oh, those young girls will sit at the meeting and just whip out their phones and order that. Whereas the old ones like me, oh, when I get home, well, I'll go shopping. So,
Kathy, I'll go shopping for you
we'll get it
anytime. All right.
Okay, I don't like to
I
shop
love it.
at all.
And then I think it's good too, just on the board membership thing, before I abandon it
Mhm.
completely, that not only do they serve, but they'll serve a 2-year term representing, and then they'll alternate and go to a different organization. So everybody kind of gets
Mhm.
a taste of those different ones. Which on the one hand, I always hate to lose my people, but it's always great to get new people in and have more of that exposure. But I think it's good too, so you don't just stay connected to that one organization. You get to see everything that's happening with
Right.
everybody. So I think that's
And it really shows the why of what we're doing. I mean, they always tout when they're trying to recruit new members to go onto this particular board
Mhm.
to say, this is really where you see what Charity Circle does. And this is
Mhm.
why we're raising the money, and this is how it gets distributed. And it's just such a wonderful way to really get an inside look of of really the why of Charity Circle. I mean,
Mhm.
this is what we're there to support.
So what have we not asked you about what Charity Circle is, what y'all do, what events y'all have coming up, how to become members that you feel the community should know? Because I don't think the community often knows that you guys are there. Obviously, all the
Yeah.
nonprofits do, and your membership base does, but the community at large, I think, doesn't know that you guys are out there doing this work and
Mhm.
supporting these organizations. So as we're sharing that and kind of introducing you to the world that way.
One of my favorite things that I love about Charity Circle, and I like to tout this a lot, and I guess that's the accounting major in me coming out, is we're all volunteers, and you can relate because you're running a nonprofit. There are no salaries, no payroll taxes. So everything we raise, we are able to give back. And I love that aspect about it because I see in my work how much that part of it, as I was telling you, we're working on budget right now, how much that is in a
Mhm.
organization's budget, and that we are able to do this without any of that. So that's one of the things I love about it. It's just all volunteers. Everything we raise, we give back. All the administrative, we cover with our dues, or we pay out of our pockets. Our parties that we have, all the hostesses chip in the money for those parties to purchase the food and the serving products and all that. So that's one thing I really love about it. So know that when you are giving a donation to Charity Circle, it is going 100% back to the community.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And the administrative piece you bring up is so important because that is such a huge part of an organization, but also is not something that anybody covers. Nobody
Mhm.
wants to fund what they consider to be overhead,
Mhm.
and despite the fact that you might need staff to do pickups and deliveries or
Yeah.
meet with clients or clear out the beds at a home, whatever you
Yeah.
might need staffing for versus just volunteers. Like, no, everybody can just volunteer that time. And so the funds for that never come in. People can relate to,
Mhm.
I need to donate the bed. I need to donate the Band-Aid. I need to donate the can of food, but not, I need to donate to support the people who actually run that. And so I think both seeing how much that impact
Mhm.
is in just running on a volunteer base, but also those undesignated funds that you all provide through those quarterly distributions allow those organizations some space to have a caseworker or a translator or
Yeah.
any of that.
Well, without your staff, you would not be able to train the volunteers that
Mhm.
come in and help you. You have to have your staff. I mean,
You do.
you
You're
have
right.
to. And that's one place where I kind of am always sticking up for the nonprofits when somebody says, well, we're not going to pay, for salaries or payroll. I'm like, you have to.
Mhm.
They cannot do this 100% with volunteers. I mean, we're very fortunate that we can raise the money to help that. I mean, yes, there are some salaries that might not be necessary, but most of it is, or they wouldn't have
Right.
it. I know what y'all are doing.
Well, and I
It's
think a lot
budget
of-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of organizations are like ours, but for example, we do almost 1 million meals a year. We have 3 locations. We have a delivery program. We have a wraparound services program to help people like move towards sustainability. We provide the Atlas bags, 500 a month for homeless students. We have 6 staff people.
You have to.
Most of our work is done by volunteers, but at the end of the day, you have to have somebody. And so I just think it's so important for organizations to kind of understand that, and the work that you all do to support all the organizations you do and give them that opportunity is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If so many don't.
I mean, how things have changed. I mean, we have a treasurer, and it's a huge, huge job because she's volunteer. And there's a lot. There's a lot. There's, you have to buy beer licenses for the parties. You have to have event permits now. You have to have, there's just so much that you have to pay for now. And I mean, it's this lady, she's got her hands full and she does a great job. But I know, how we used to on parties. I don't know what I'm pointing at. I mean, we would just take little. We would make. I can remember making red paper, getting red paper, and making copies of our invitations. I guess it's because you've got your pretty invitation there, and would just go around the neighborhood and stuff in the mailbox. I mean, it's not like that, We have overhead, but we have people that just are willing to.
That heart for service.
They give their time, they give their money, and they open their homes. Which that has
is
always
huge too.
blown my mind. So I am not originally from Murfreesboro, but I married someone who is. And so when I first came here and we started attending these various parties, a lot of Charity Circle parties and other community events, and they would be in people's homes. And I was like, people just open up their house to like all of these strangers. What kind of town am I in? This is but it is amazing and it is wonderful. And again, it helps. I mean, we could not do these parties without that because that eliminates the cost of an event venue, with the exception of Copper Ridge, which donates that venue for that use. So another wonderful community supporter. But I mean, the fact that people are willing to allow 200 people to invade their property it's a lot, and it is a gift in itself. So
it really is, and they have such beautiful homes.
Oh, they're gorgeous. I love. I'm a home person, so I love
walking
seeing.
through. I want to say it was the Valentine's one this past year, but I just kept walking through looking at the wallpaper, and it was like her back kitchen or laundry room or something. I'm like, how is this room this gorgeous now? Like nobody but you even sees it, and it's gorgeous. But I
didn't make it that far back. I should have.
The wallpaper was like this elaborate map of Murfreesboro.
Oh, how cool!
It was so cool, and I'm like, here's this landmark, here's that landmark. You could tell it was a specialty thing that was done. And then the colors in it, they had painted all the cabinetry to coordinate with. Like, what is even happening right now? It's so gorgeous.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much. We just think the world of what you guys do and wanted to have the opportunity to let folks in the community know what you're doing and how awesome y'all are and how they can get involved in those events that you've got going on so that they can support communities, organizations by going to them.
Well, anytime they want to find out what we're doing, Charity Circle Mboro.org. Charity Circle M as in Murfreesboro, Mboro.org. And all of our events are listed on there.
Perfect.
So
and you
people
have
can
other socials like
there,
Insta and
yes, Instagram and Facebook as well. You can always follow us on there. But definitely just stay tuned because, as we like to say, we'll entertain you all year long. So just keep
always something.
Keep on top of what we're doing. So come and join us.
Yeah. And
so
thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
We have an event December 1st
and December 8th.
All right. And that's on the website, charitycirclemboro.org. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here.
Thank you.